Hey Virgo, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth. I'm your Reiki Master and Teacher, and this, my darlings, is your extended reading for September, for this time period, September to October. We're going to look at three rows as always. We'll look at Sun, Moon and Star format. So Sun, what's coming towards you, Divine Masculine energy, encounter what you're going to be encountering, what you're going to be experiencing this month. Second row is going to be the Moon, which is everything that's beneath the surface, feelings, hidden things, etc., and intuition. And then finally, the star section of your reading is when we look ahead to the following month. Okay, the first week of the following month. How are you going to enter that month? Okay, my darlings. Oh, much more energy. Much more energy in your month there as compared to Taurus. I feel lots of fire, lots of heat, lots of action, lots of changes, lots of realizations, lots of doing, lots of feeling. You're feeling a lot more freer over this time period. So maybe you're doing something creative, but you're definitely feeling a lot more freer in your mind, you know, which is good and healthy. It feels, you feel composed. But it's because maybe there's more expression as opposed to less. You feel, you know, it's not less expression, it's more expression. So there's a lot more composure from you, confidence, strength, you know, ooh, I like your energy right now. You very got a lot of self-belief. I can't see any of these cards, so when they come up, they could all be like 8 of Wands and all that stuff, but I feel that type of energy. Okay, card at the base of the reading, Queen of Cups. So we're definitely feeling ourselves, feeling myself, you're feeling yourself, feeling yourself, Virgo, in this time period. I can feel that anywhere. This is really beautiful because, you know, I card at the base of the reading is your overall energy for this time period, right? Now, you have your divine masculines, you have your divine feminines. Let me explain very, very quickly. Your divine masculine pulls you forward, okay? So that's why I always say that's linked to the sun, it's what you see. And I describe the divine feminine. The divine feminine is from behind, goals from behind. So it's the wind. I say the will of the wind is the divine feminine. It's the sort of, it pushes you from behind, it guides you from behind. You can't see why you're being asked to go in this direction. You can't see why you feel you should go in this direction, but you do, and that's the energy of the divine feminine. When we have the kings, the queens, the knights, the pages, etc., they all represent elements of aspects of changes in our conscious awareness of something, and this is in your awareness of your emotional self, of your how you deal with your emotions, how you experience your emotions, how your emotions manifest themselves in the world around you. That's what the cups energy relates to. Everything that's non-physical about you, and the unspoken things about you, the memories that you have, the memories that you hold, the wisdom that you hold, all related to the Queen of Cups here. So there's a real, as I said, this sense of mastery. There's a real sense of feeling connected to that. So you know, knowing in a way where you're going and why, even if you even if you can't articulate it, you feel and know that this is the right thing to do, this is the right place to go, this is the right not right, but this is healthy. You know, there's a real sense of security and stability for you guys. So let's have a start with September. Let's have a look. So we've got the High Priestess. I'm loving seeing this card. I always call this the tarot reader's card, but it's I just call it that. But you don't have to call it that. But yeah, it's about your intuition. It's the divine feminine in the readings. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Swords, and we've got the Two of Wands. So really, I have this, when I said to you before I could see any of the cards, just intuitively, the place that you're in is changing. The place that you're now in is shifting. We have this higher I was looking at the ceiling then, this higher knowing. I say we, I'm not a Virgo, but I'll just include myself in your reading. I'm a Capricorn, but whatever. My bestie Jamie, hey Jay, is a Virgo, as is my sister, who's 40th birthday. Oh, it's your birthday season as well. Oh my gosh, yeah. Happy birthday, Virgo, happy birthday. I should have remembered that, should I? Happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday, Jamie. Love you, love you. Anyway, okay, so they don't watch anyway. No, they do. High Priestess. I'm looking up at the ceiling when I look at this card. When I looked at this card first of all, because it is higher wisdom, higher learning, higher self, higher power, higher knowing. There's a real connection to your emotional self now, Virgo, that you are very well happy to be engaged with. It's as if you are your mind, your conscious self, your mind, your mental consciousness. It's as if your mind is holding the hand of your emotional self. It's as if they're literally holding hands now. They've been united. So it's as if now you don't experience your thoughts, your actions in isolation from your emotions and from your senses. They are now united. There is a knowing now. This is a real growth in your what we call in mindfulness in Tibetan Buddhism, we'd call it in your discriminative awareness. Discriminative awareness is the ability to you can call discriminative awareness instincts, because it's the ability to look at something or to experience something, to hear something, etc., and to immediately, seemingly instantaneously know what this thing is, if this thing can hurt you, how this thing can help you in an instant. So this is why whether we should avoid it or not, in an instant. So we can look at an object, we can look at a symbol, a sign, a person, and we can hear a song, whatever, and instantly we have an understanding, a fundamental inherent understanding, seemingly inherent understanding of it. Now, fundamental, discriminative awareness, this is what you have here. It's as if you know yourself better, you know your world better, you know your emotions better, you know your mind better. It's like if your mind tells you, oh, I'm not gonna do any work today, I'm just gonna stay in bed. It's as if you hear that thought, and you've heard that thought so many times, and you've said that to yourself so many times, but it's as if now you're like, no, I realize that I only have that thought when I'm anxious about X, Y, and Z. So instead of staying in bed, I'm gonna I'm gonna recognize the anxiety, face up to it, and it's not in a bad or heavy way. It's like you're sort of taking things on. You're engaging with life. You're moving. You're reacting. You're responding. You're feeling, which is what we see here. So you're being pushed in a way forward. The wind from behind you is getting stronger in a sense, not in a sense of it's pushing you off your feet, just in a sense that you feel it now. You feel your instincts, you feel your emotions, you feel your senses. There's no separation between your thinking and your feeling and your body. They're connected now, indivisible, as we would say. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. So we next have the King of Pentacles. So your energy, Virgo, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, so your energy. So again, aspects of change, maturation. So this is you having had thoughts, ideas, feelings, sensations, going off on tangents about who it is you are, what it is you want, what it is you're capable of, what it is you're able to manifest, what it is you desire, etc. What's going to provide you with the best security in your life, because that's what Pentacles energy represents, where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security, our perseverance, our diligence, the application of our energy. This is about, there's a real clarity of those things now. There's a real kind of a boss sort of mentality, almost sort of a confidence, a quiet confidence, a certainty almost in your abilities, a certainty almost in your you know, your value, your strength, your commitment. It's there's a real sense of strength that's coming from you, and from your actions, because this is about your actions. So this is about acting confident, looking confident, behaving confidently. And we have the combination, the unity, if you will, of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So that means that you're being encircled, you're being guided, pulled from the front by the divine masculine, and pushed along from the back by the divine feminine. And that's encircling you, that's helping you to feel secure, it's helping you to feel protected, yes, but it's the knowing, it's the knowing, it's the knowing, it's the knowing. It's the knowing. I mean, I can't, that's what keeps saying, it's the knowing, it's the knowing, it's the knowing, it's the knowing for you this month, Virgo, that you know that you can do it. It's not all brash and loud and da 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 and look at me everybody. It's the confidence of knowing that you can achieve, of knowing that you can do, of knowing that you can build, of knowing that you can manifest, of knowing that you can persevere, of knowing that you can apply yourself. It's the confidence, and no wonder you have that confidence, because as I said, the unity of the divine masculine and divine feminine is right there. And this is what I'm loving seeing, and I love to see this for all Virgos out there. But as I said, especially, you know, for my, not especially, but of course also for my friend, my bestie Jay, and my big sister Emma. You know, this end to this type of anxiety. And I mean, anxiety, in fact, I shouldn't say the word anxiety, because when we all experience anxiety, and yet there's a mental illness of anxiety, isn't there? So what I mean is, I don't want to diagnose you all with anxiety. I'm saying we can have anxieties at times, right, in our thinking, and this is the end of that. What it is, I love about these energies of the number 10s, and about it's the awareness of, it's the realization that what this thinking has done to me, thinking this way, how thinking this way has affected me. It's as if you can see it all now. You can realize it. It's that realization that I've been thinking this way, and it's as I said, that discriminative awareness, that really quick instant. It's like, oh, that aha moment, like, oh my gosh, thinking that way. This thought will happen in 0.1 second in your brain. It's like, you see, it's like this energy is like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that, because I didn't believe in myself, that I have allowed that to limit what I do at work and how I treat my friends and the relationships that I have, or my relationship with my husband or my boyfriend or whatever. It's like you have all that thought in an instant, like all these thoughts, like this is the 10 of swords. It's like the moment of realization, the moment of, that's what ends it. It's being able to accept all the things that you've been thinking about yourself, being able to see all the things that you've been thinking about yourself, and then in that instant, that therefore then changes, doesn't it? Because you no longer have to think all this stuff about yourself. You no longer, it's like, once you know, you cannot unknow. Like, once you realize that you have been deceiving yourself, or that you have been not being compassionate to yourself, once you realize that, you're like, oh my gosh, you then the door opens, the 1 and the 0 of the number 10, then the door opens. So you're in a point where I think about this card as like, all number 10s, I should say, like a doorway, like Janus, like in January. So you've got two faces, right? So you've got one looking at the back, entrances and exits. So that's like the number 10, the 0 of the number 10. It's like one face is looking in the past and one face is looking in the future, and you stand there. That's where you stand, like one face looking in the past, one face looking in the future, looking ahead, looking behind at the same time. And it's like, as I said, you've got from the front and from the back. It's like, anyway, it's like you have this, you can see how you got here. Oh my gosh, I went through all that, I thought all that, I felt all that, I did all that, and that's how I got here. And it's like you can also see where you want to go next, and how you, because you know that that's how you got here, and that's how, what all of the stuff that you were thinking, you know that you don't have to repeat that going forward. It's like, that's where you're at. And that's a real strong place for you to be, because it's like, from now, I won't be repeating those mistakes again. I won't be telling myself that I'm no good anymore. I won't be telling myself to shut my mouth anymore. I won't be putting myself down in my head anymore. I won't blah 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 blah. I won't be putting, whatever, all that stuff. That's the end of all that. And again, like the new opportunities, the opportunity, the doorway, if you will. We have 10, we have 2 and 2 and 1 here, or number 10, but it's like we have these opportunities. It's all opportunity, isn't it, that we see in with this 10 and 11 almost, if you will. So there's progress and there's movement. Remember, wand energy is linked to your life force, your chi, your ki, and it's literally the force that moves you. So it's not the thinking about doing, it's the doing. This is the getting up in the morning and actually doing it. That's what wand energy represents. And with the number 2, balance, commitment, duality, success also with number 2. It's balance with number 2. It's like commitment also with number 2. So this is like you committing to feeling, to going with how you feel, committing to going with how you feel, committing to going with how you feel, committing to responding to how you feel, committing to listening to how you feel, committing to going with how you feel. That's what this represents. And that could be in any area, because you've got this huge amount of confidence now as well. It could be in relationships, but it's definitely in how you treat yourself. It's like you could go out and get a haircut, and if you're a bloke, shave your beard off, and just like feel refreshed, like feel like just good about yourself. Like you could speak to your boss about a promotion, or speak to the boss about the training exercise that you want to do, or what, you just have this like new like confidence, and you're gonna commit to how you feel. There's a real sense of that over this time period. Let's look at what's going on beneath the surface then, because I'm going on a bit. We've got the lovers, we've got that unity. I love it, babe, love it. So we've got the lovers, we've got the king of cups, okay, ace of wands, okay, 6 of, so it's a good month. It's a great birthday month for you, Virgo. I'm really happy for you, because as I said, I could feel the energy. It's really nice energy just seeing these sides of the cards. This is why I always do the cards face down, by the way, because it's too much information when I have them all faced up. I wish I could just look at all these cards face. Oh god, I'd be all over the place. Anyway, so that's why I do them face down. But as I said, I know the energy, where you're at. I don't need tarot cards to tell me where you're at, and I could feel that straight away. And we have this, yes, the theme continues as we move on to the moon part of your reading, or what's beneath the surface for you over this time period. And we have the Lovers card first of all. We've got number 6. So 6 is a number of beauty, it's a number of refuge, it's a number of appreciation, it's a number of values, it's a number of memories, it's a number of compassion, acceptance, calmness, self-abiding, balance, in a meditative sense almost. And what do we see again? Do we see the unity of the divine masculine and the divine feminine literally brought together on this card? And we've talked about, that's what I've been talking about for you guys, but we see that brought together on this, in this energy here. We have the Lovers card, the divine masculine and divine feminine, and the universal energy, if you will. We see that brought together in this energy of the Lovers for you. Linked to Gemini's energy is this card. So again, we've got the twins, we've got the 2 faces. The theme seemed like Janice, the start and the beginning. I feel like it's kind of a bit of a transformative time. September always is. September is a nice not the word I'm looking for, but it's a month of growth. Is it, we're coming up to what's it called, August, aren't we? Harvest time. So maybe that's what it is, because we have the harvest moon around this time, don't we? That's what it is, maybe. But it always seems to be a time of growth, of abundance, of like you've been doing work all year, and it's like now you see the benefits of the work you've been doing. And even if the work's been hard, and when I say work, I mean, I talk about inner work, but it could be outer work for you guys. It could be like actual work, job, putting your effort and time into building a business or a brand or whatever. But I always, so you relate it to your life, but I always relate it to the inner work that you've been doing. So the experiences that you've been having, you've been engaging with, even if they've been difficult and sad or challenging or emotional or anxiety creating, you've been engaging with them. And it's like, this is the fruit of that labor. This is you harvesting, reaping the rewards of actually going through the Nine of Swords energy and the Tower energy earlier in the year or in the previous couple of months, where you've actually had to, like, you know, face up to things and realize things and be lonely and be sad and and find out about this and think back about that relationship and think back about that job or whatever, like think back about how you treated that person, but like you did all that work, and it was kind of hard at times, like kind of annoying at times, like kind of stressful at times, but this is now the reward. This is the blossoming of that. This is the fruit, if you will, we see in this time period, and this is what we see with the Lovers energy. Yes, it can be related to your also, yeah, I get that. It could be for some people wanting that, wanting a commitment, wanting a relationship, wanting that love, feeling ready to do that now, because it's almost as like for some people it's like, you know, you understand, you realize what has been stopping you, what's been holding you back, what has been stopping you really from moving forward on a particular relationship or with a particular person or in your dating life, like moving forward. It's like you realize, it's like, as I said, the work that you've been doing over this last few months or in 2020, it's like you realize what was holding you back or what was stopping you or whatever. You realize those things now, and it's like now the heart space has been healing, your heart chakra, you that space here has been healing, and you're compassionate and for yourself, and your heart is opening, and you're maybe wanting to go toward that, and you know, if that's been in a relationship and you've been living with your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, all this time this year, and you know, you've been focused on, you felt withdrawn potentially, or you might have been stressed, or you might have been dealing with a lot, you know. So like, even though you're living together and you're happy, you know, you love your husband, you love your wife, you love your boyfriend, you love your girlfriend, you love your kids, whatever, it's like you love your family, you love them, but it's like you felt like you've been dealing with stuff like in your head, like in your own head, you've just been like dealing with stuff in your own head, and it's kind of like now you're kind of like, oh, like I can breathe again, I can like just sort of be more like relaxed now with my family again, and you know, like I'm over the sort of the inner sort of anxiety or questioning that I've been going through, or inner sort of friction that I've been experiencing. I'm kind of over that now. Like I'm in a you know, I can be more open, more playful, more joyful, you know, just more loving, you know, to the people that I live with, or to my friends or my family. Like you just feel more confident, more comfortable doing that now. This is what I'm feeling. This is also what I'm feeling with this energy. We have the King of Cups, you know, yeah, this is the maturation. You know, we talk about this maturation. It's kind of like, you know, we practice, and then we become, you know, that's what the King of Cups represents. The King of Cups represents we've become. So if you think, I was watching snooker, oh my word, I mean, I love me snooker, mate. I love me snooker. I watched me snooker, and I had to watch the Anthony McGill. I've not got over it. Anthony McGill and Karen Wilson match. I mean, that semi-final, I've never seen him. I've never seen a snooker match like it. But I love snooker, and I love individual sports like that, like tennis and stuff. And the reason I like them is because when you watch them, especially when you're an empath like me, and an energy, and you know, I work with energy, so I'm a Reiki master. You know, you see all sorts of stuff, right? When especially, you know, when it's a one-on-one sport, especially, you can really focus in, and it helps that it helped me that there was no audience. I didn't like it at first, but it was behind closed doors, but I liked it in the end because I could really just focus in on the individuals. But anyway, and I was thinking about the players, and there's a point to this, and I was like, you know, it's like, I can't remember which match it was. I was watching two players, and one of the players was a younger, not as experienced, and they were playing Ronnie O'Sullivan. I can't remember who was playing now. Anyway, and I was looking at the younger player, and I was like, oh, the other player, and I was like saying, you know, this player, this is all going through my head, discriminative awareness, like really quickly, like that. Like I don't sit and think about it, but I just have that in my head, if you will. Anyway, so, and I'm like, oh, you know, this dude, like, you know, he's remembering it all. Like he's obviously really, really practiced. He's practiced. Like, you know, he's putting that practice into action, and you can see that that's what's going on. He's practiced. He's putting that practice into action. He's refining his game as he's going. And then I'm looking at Ronnie O'Sullivan, or whoever it was he was playing, and I said, him, it's just become him. So what happens is you practice. Ronnie O'Sullivan's 44. He went professional when he was 17, won his first Masters or Open title when he was 17. So, you know, he's been professional a long time, playing for a long time. It becomes natural, seemingly natural, you do anything for a long time, it's then you don't have to think about doing it. You just get down, you take the shot. You don't have to think about. Whereas if you practice, you might have to think still sometimes. It becomes a part of you, becomes natural to you. That's like the King of Cups. Now, that's like the Kings, right? It's like it's become natural to you. So what's been happening is the engaging with emotions, the practicing, the reflecting, the reading about, the learning about, the dabbling in meditation, the doing the self-care treatments or whatever, the little dabbles that you've been doing up until this year, right? More emotion, more engaging with your emotions, the little dabbles that you've been doing. Now we see the maturation. Now it becomes natural. Now you're like, you know what? I'm able to be me. I don't have to think about myself. I don't have to think about what I'm going to say. I don't have to think about if someone starts chatting me up or I start chatting someone up. I don't have to think about what I want to say or who I am. I'm just me. I can be me. I can express myself. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to hide. I don't have to think about it. That's that maturation. It's become now part of your language, part of your repertoire, which is beautiful to see. That awareness has grown. I did sense that card, did I, on the day? I sensed the Eight of Wands, but that's what's been behind it. Remember, as I said, it might have been there could have been some anxieties. I'm just pulling them up again just to show the union, the unity that we see of divine masculine, divine feminine here throughout this reading. That's what I like, that balance, what we see throughout this reading. And I know for you, lovely Virgos, diligent, focused, persistent Virgos, you would like to know that everyone and everything is working in pulling in the same direction, and that's exactly what's happening for you guys. So your ideas, your thoughts, what you think you need, your desires, your heart, your feelings, and how you're feeling about yourself, is those two things are in balance, in alignment. And also therefore that means the universe is working with you, of course, because as I said, we have that balance, so we're moving in the direction that we should, but that feels higher self stuff. It's higher self stuff. This, you're doing some great spiritual growth. You've gone through some spiritual growth this year, quite a big step. It seems like you've taken quite a big step in your spiritual growth, or in your awareness this year, in your self-awareness, in your self-identity. You've taken a big step, quite a big step. It feels like I can literally see it like a huge step. Like you've really gone a leap here of this year. So we're seeing the rewards, and the rewards are confidence. The rewards are acting confidently, behaving confidently, feeling protected, feeling secure, being able to act confidently, appearing to be confident, also being freer in your mind, in your emotions, being freer with yourself, being more compassionate with yourself, and also instinct, being able to experience it, physically experience those sparks of inspirations, to be able to recognize these sparks of inspirations, and to be able to react and respond to your instincts, to be able to react and respond to your instinct, to be able to recognize that reacting and responding to your instinct in XY situation or circumstance is a good and positive and healthy and thing for you to do. This is all this energy here. So that I'm seeing with this Ace of Wands, it's this encouragement, this movement, this wanting to move, this feeling, this impetus to move, and responding to that impetus to move by moving. This is what this energy is representative of. And we have this reciprocity card, this balance. Again, another number 6. So we flank by number 6s. 6 is a lovely number. It's as I said, it's a number of beauty, of unity, of refuge, of balance, of duality. With the Pentacles energy here, we know it's about where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest our security. So this is about our security. This is about us putting in energy in order to secure our security. But also, it's almost like we're getting, it's like things are working. Things are moving, things are working with us, things are working with you, things are do you know what I mean? Like things are going good. It's like, yeah, man, like you feel, you're like walking on sunshine sometimes, that song, walking on sunshine. Like you feel good, you feel like the world's working with you, you feel a positive outlook. I feel like someone or something is coming in the month of October. I feel like someone or something is coming in the month of October. I feel it. Someone or someone is coming in, and it might throw a spanner in the works. I don't know what's going to happen, but someone else, that's what I feel. So we'll look at that in a second. But this balance, this reciprocity, this you know, for some of you, it could be a new way of working, a new way of earning money, you know, expanding what you do in work life, being rewarded for it. So it's like if you follow your passion, you follow your inspiration, you follow your intuition, and that following intuition or whatever it might be that you know, say to your boss, I think we should do this as an idea. What do you think, boss? And your boss says, yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I'm going to pay you more money, or I'm going to give you a different job title. Or, do you know what I mean? That type of, it's like the world's working with you. It's like you're following your instincts, and they're leading you to, like, you know, it's like everything's going, everything's moving, everything's, yeah, man, like everything's like linking together. I just feel like I feel like dancing. I feel like you feel like dancing at some time. I feel like you'll feel like dancing sometimes in the month of September, which is really lovely for your birthday month. Okay, so let's have a look at what is to come ahead then as we move into the following month, which is October. We have the Page of Cups. So for some people, love is love. If you want love, if you know, and you do, some of you feel, and as I said, it might just be, you know, being freer with your partner, you know, being freer with, you know, being more sort of loving and more tactile and more frivolous and more, you know, whatever, you know, joyful, I don't know, with your partner, your existing partner, excuse me. But for some of you, it will be and could be and potentially may be a new relationship coming in. And I say that because we go from the king to the page. So what this shows is you feel ready, and then maybe you're presented with an option, a person, and that makes you feel vulnerable, but you're still doing it. You might feel vulnerable, but you're still going for this person, or you're still gonna take up this offer, or go into this relationship, or start this new way of loving and relating to your partner, etc. So it's a beautiful. I'm smiling. I'm really smiling. So we've got the Page of Cups, we've got the Seven of Swords, we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Magician's energy. Now I feel like for the Page of Cups, we know what Cups energy is about. I've been talking about Cups energy. Oh, I haven't actually. Sorry. Cups energy, emotions. Oh yeah, of course it's about Cups. Sorry. So we've got the King, we've got the Page, the King, and the Queen of Cups all in attendance in this reading, and you know, there's energy of vulnerability coming forward, but I'm smiling when I say that because I feel like it's kind of like putting yourself in there, like putting yourself in a situation in love. Now I learned 2 new words today, and I love words. You know, I used to be an English teacher, as you know, for 10 years, and I'm a published poet as well, so I write all the time. And I was doing some work today on what's it called? The dissonant mental states, mindfulness, basically. So kind of, this is the kind of stuff that you know, the deep, we call it the inner tantras, if you will. So I'm working on the inner tantras, which is like the inner learning. So not the mundane, but the supra mundane. And I learned some new words. So I was looking at the dissonant mental states, which are basically afflictions, if you will. Anyway, whatever, I'm not going to go into it, but I'm just going to say to you that I learned 2 words, okay, and those 2 words are dissimulation and obfuscation. And I wrote this, there was 20 subsidiary mental states: anger, malice, dissimulation, fury, envy, miserliness, etc. But there were 2 out of all those, and I thought, what? Let me just double check what these words actually mean. And those 2 words were dissimulation and obfuscation. I thought, and every time I've read obfuscation when reading about mindfulness in my Tibetan Book of the Dead, I was like, I was reading it as obscuration, as if, you know, something is unclear. You know, something is obscured from my vision. But I thought, let me just double check it. And I also thought dissimulation. I thought, that's simulation. What can that? I've never heard that word. So I always, if I don't know a word, I like to Google. I've got plenty of dictionaries, but I just Googled it. Let me read you what I'm going to read you this, right? Because as you see, it says number 7 here. So I'll read you what it says. So dissimulation, concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character. Second meaning, pretense. And obfuscation, the action of making something obscure, unclear, or unintelligible. Now, these words and this list of words basically relate to states of mind, states of our awareness. That's basically what all these things relate to. And they're called dissonant mental states. And there's only 6 primary dissonant mental states, and they are fundamental ignorance, attachment, aversion, pride, doubt, and afflicted or dissonant views. But there's 20 subsidiary ones, so like anger, malice, and that means that in your mind you can be angry. In your mind you can experience malice. In your mind you can experience dissimulation. Now, mindfulness obviously helps us to identify, if you will, experientially what it feels like to experience anger in our mind, or what the experience of anger is in our mind. So we use obviously mindfulness, meditation, etc., in order to help us to understand these things. Now let me read you. So I did those words, and this is what I wrote. So I wrote those definitions, and this is just what I wrote in my own. I thought, for me, these are both linked to the crown chakra, number 7. And I was thinking about the 7 of swords, the 7 of cups, the 7 of wands, etc. I was thinking about the 7 in tarot, because the concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character is dissimulation or pretense, and obscuration, the action of making something obscure. That's you actively, or me actively, trying to obscure something, or trying to make something unclear. Let me finish reading what I said. I said it's related to higher insight or perception and awareness of self or actions and or self-identity. These seem like very significant transformative levels that once one can recognize the arising of and the experience of these states, the number 7s, this would lead to a new set of karmic experiences, or the turning of the sacred wheel of teaching. Now, the sacred wheel of teaching, or dharma, you could say, is like the what's it called, the wheel of fortune. But I definitely, when I was writing this, when I was doing this work this morning, I was brought instantly, when I looked at those words, the concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character, first meaning, or pretense, second meaning, and or the action of making something obscure, unclear, or unintelligible. I also instantly related those to number 7. And I thought, if I get a number 7 in, I must say that. And this is important for me to say that, because do you understand why I'm reading that to you and telling you the fuller meaning of the 7 of Swords? Because, one, what we tend to do is we tend to think of these things as people, or we tend to think of actions as defining a person, and actions do not define a person. Even sustained actions do not define a person. They're just places that you are. This is just a place that you are in your head. So this, for me, it gave me a sense of stability when I understood that these were, first of all, dissonant mental states. And what that means is they arise simply because we are here, because we experience cyclic existence, karmic existence, okay? Because we are apparently reincarnated, okay? So we just, the Catholic Church, I mean, I'm a Catholic, they would call that original sin. So we just come with stuff. We come with stuff. And the stuff that we come with gives rise to, because we don't recognize that we're all one, that we're all the same, that everyone's the same, that there is no time. We don't recognize these things because of our delusional consciousness. And therefore, we can experience things like trying to conceal who we are, like thinking of ourselves as unworthy, for example, like thinking of other people as better than us, for example. These are all delusions that we have. These are all dissonant mental states that we have that are brought about by the fact that we are human beings or sentient beings, okay? Now, what can happen is that we don't know. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know that we shouldn't be who we are. We're told as we grow up that we shouldn't tell the truth. Oh no, don't tell the truth, it'll hurt the feelings. Don't say, no, you can't say that, it'll hurt the feelings. You can't tell them that. No. A little white lie never hurt anyone. There's all these things that we're taught that go in to making up our perception, or understanding of the world. You know, all those things go into making up our perception of ourselves, and we don't know who we are. We learn that over our lifetime. We learn that what we are is all of these things. What we are is every single thing and nothing at all. These are just things that we experience. These are things that we go through. These are things that our heads do. And it's totally a complete natural reaction to the world and how we live and why we live and why we're here, etc., etc. So the reason I wanted to read that to you is so that you know that this is not something that we're always conscious of. We don't know that we can do things, that what we do does not always show what we really feel, for example, on the inside, or what we really think, for example, on the inside. And that would be obfuscation. Now, you might say, well, that's not, you know, that's, for example, obfuscation could be you are a single mom or a single dad, and you're stressed because you've got no money, because COVID is, you know, you've had to lose your job. But to your kids, you're all happy and you're smiling and you're like, do you know what, kids, everything's great, everything's fine. That's the Seven of Swords. That's obfuscation. That's dissimulation. So what I'm saying is, it's not always a bad thing. It's not. I mean, I think, and I say that because we perceive this. We look at this going, and we perceive this card as being a bad card, but it's not. It's all about our awareness, right? It's all about, what do I think? What do I know? And at this point, what we're saying is, we don't know all of what we think. Or something may be concealed from my consciousness, or maybe I'm not allowing myself to think something. Maybe I'm not allowing myself to say something, to know something, whatever. If that's the case, the question is why. Remember, that's not who you are. That's just where your head is at. So I'm feeling like we have this energy of you're feeling and going and doing, and it's okay to feel nervous and it's okay to feel anxious, and I would feel how you feel. Allow your, as I said, that hand, the holding hands now, right? The divine masculine and divine feminine. I mean, gosh, we can see that all over this reading. Divine masculine, divine feminine coming together. Those two sides of yourself, your brain, your mental consciousness, and your emotional self, your emotional and sensory body, and your memory, and your intuition. Those parts of yourself are coming together and holding hands. So that means that you are aware, truthfully, beneath the obscuring forces of number 7. You're aware of, you understand. The affirmation for crown chakra number 7 is I understand. And you do understand how you feel. I understand how I feel. So if you understand how you feel, are your actions in alignment with how you feel? That's what this is really saying. That's where the obfuscation comes from, isn't it? So are my actions in alignment with how I'm feeling? So this is like this is where people, for example, play hard to get. So, oh God, this is what people do. I mean, I don't know. Do people still do this? So you texting someone or whatever, and the person texts, and then, you know, you say, well, I can't text back straight away because they'll be too, you know, they'll think I'm too keen, so I'll leave it an hour, or I'll leave it 2 hours, or I'll leave it a day, or whatever, you know. That is number 7 of Swords. So again, you've got to think about the different ways that this energy could manifest itself in your life, right? It could manifest itself in all sorts of ways. You have to be able to, I'm going to just give you this energy here. I just want you to ponder that, just, and hopefully what will happen is that when you're experiencing this energy, you will see this card, you will remember my word, you will see the Seven of Swords in your mind, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's obviously, so yeah, I should just text him back or her back straight away. There's no affect me. I'm just saying, you know what, I was going to do that whole wait 2 hours to text you back, but I'm not going to bother, because, you know, what is the point? But then, you know, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not telling you how to date or whatever. I'm just saying, go without you. You know, are my actions in alignment with how I feel? That's what this is. You know, there's really good energy movement wise, and maybe yes for relationships for some of you as well, if that's what you're looking for. But definitely in your self love and in how you are showing your self love, how you are you're building in confidence because you're showing yourself that you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. Okay, move on quickly because I'm going to run out of time on these videos. Okay, so we've got we've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Magician energy as well, which is number 1. So, I mean, we know that the Eight of Wands, 8 are about karmic cycles, and the number of karma, as we said, we mature, if you will, from the number 7, from the realization, the awareness comes in that we are for some reason not comfortable being who I am, saying who I am, you know, allowing myself to think about who I am, behave, you know, etc. If I'm not being authentic about what I want, etc., whatever. Yeah, so we mature out of this energy for whatever reason. There could be myriad of reasons, but it's the recognition that that is something that is happening for you. In what area, I don't know. That's where you have to be. That's where I want this card to come back into your head during the month of October, so you know when this energy is arising for you in your life. Okay, and then you have but then we mature out of that, and this is new energy coming in. Literally, this card is new energy coming in. That could be in the form of somebody else, you know, someone bringing energy in, someone giving you a text message, you texting that person, like the whole text message scenario that I talked about. Okay, so there could be something actually like that might actually happen, like I said to you, that text message scenario. But what I'm seeing with this is, and this, I wanted to pull these up together, is because what I'm seeing with these two energies is you're the one who's going to do it. You're the one who's going to make the changes. I feel like that in September as well. I feel like the changes that come about, the new things that come about, the new opportunities that are coming towards you, the new opportunities for love, or the new opportunities for self-expression and creativity, for example. There's more frivolity, more fun, more freedom in your relationship, in your expression, in your romances. Whatever, you're going to have new energy that's going to come about. You're going to have new experiences that's going to come about. And whatever does come about, it's because you are the one that is doing stuff. And I think what you're doing, and I know what you're doing, I feel what you're doing, is responding to how you feel. You're recognizing how you feel, you're recognizing how you think, you're recognizing what your body's telling you to do, what your instincts, the direction your instincts are pulling you in, and you're responding to them. And it's that's actually creating new experiences. You're creating these new experiences because you're actually responding, as opposed to ignoring your instincts and your emotions and your intuition. You're actually responding to them. You've actually embraced your intuition. You've actually embraced your emotions. You've actually embraced your discriminative awareness, your ability to instantly know whether something's right or wrong for you. You've actually grasped hold of that, and because you're grasping hold of that, and because you're responding to that, you're bringing in and bringing about new experiences, new energy, new magic into your life, Virgo. And I couldn't be happy for you, because it is your birthday season, so it's a magical time. Okay, my darlings, I hope for new love for some of you, if that's what you're wanting, or new self-love, new feelings, you know, feeling more confident, for definite, acting, doing, moving, things are working for you, things are working with you. So I hope, my darlings, you enjoy this time period. Have a wonderful birthday. I'll be back for you next extended readings at the end of this month, end of September, whatever, so you can see them for October and November. Gosh, can you believe I'm even saying November? That's ridiculous. All right, my darlings. And check out your sun, moon, rising signs. Keep an eye out for extra content that I upload. Make sure you subscribe, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm sick of talking. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful month. Have a wonderful birthday, my darlings. And I'll see you all again very soon with your brand new readings. Take care, my fabulous Virgos. Bye.